Good morning to Mr. Mark and good morning to everyone. Today, we will be going to present our topic of the International Business Operation, topic 5, which is the birth, growth, and decline of Nokia in 1998 to 2013. So the main topic here will be Nokia, and Nokia is main about connecting people together into the industry. Before I start, I would like to introduce our team member. So, our team contains of 5 people, and my name is Brian. I'll be talking about the introduction for our topic. And my team member, they are Gerald, Jong, and Noah, will be talking about the M&E decline as it is one of the most important part in this topic. And then my team member Nadia will be talking about the M&E birth. And lastly, Tulani will be talking about the M&E growth. And that is all of our content in this presentation. Now I will be talking about the overview of Nokia. So Nokia Corporation is one of the world's largest telecommunication equipment manufacturer. It has since established a leading brand presence in many local markets and business has expanded considerably in all areas to support customer needs and the growth of telecommunication industry. Nokia also produced mobile phone infrastructure and other telecommunication equipment for applications such as traditional voice telephony, and Nokia is also engaged in manufacturing the mobile device and converging internet and communication industry. So in this assignment, the main problem statement revolves around the birth, growth, and decline of the multinational enterprise M&E with a particular focus on Nokia. Many M&E have experienced various phases of success and challenges, with Nokia serving as a notable example of both flourishing and decline within the global market. The assignment here provides to aim to develop a comprehensive literature review that explores the factors contributing to the birth, growth, and decline of the M&E like Nokia. Now I'll be talking about the phenomenal topic. So the success and failure of multinational enterprise M&E in changing environment is a phenomenon that summarizes the dynamic nature of international business. Within this context, Nokia trajectory from 1998 to 2013 served as a compelling case study, illustrating the multi-phase factor that influence M&E operation. As a once dominant player in the telecommunication industry, Nokia rise to prominence and subsequent decline offer valuable insight on the complexity and navigating global market. This assignment delved into Nokia journey, analyzing the pivotal moment, strategy, and internal forces that shaped its fortune. By examining Nokia experiences, we aim to unravel the underlying dynamic driving M&E success and failure amidst evolving market landscape. Through this exploration, we seek to glean a actionable insight for M&E seeking into increasingly competitive and turbulent global economy. And that's all for me. From me, now I'll pass it to my team member, Nadia.
Thank you, Brian. Now I will be talking about the birth of Nokia. Nokia was originally founded as a paper pulp mill in 1865 by Frederick Idestam in Tampere, Finland, and eventually evolved into a conglomerate with interests in various industries, including rubber, cable, electricity generation, and electronics. He then formed a shared company called Nokia AB alongside his friend Leo Michelin, who then expanded the company by 1902. In 1922, Nokia AB partnered with Finnish Rubberworks and Kapelitedas, which is a cable factory. In 1967, Nokia Corporation was formed through the merger of three Finnish companies, which are Nokia AB, Finnish Rubberworks, and Finnish Cableworks. Nokia then entered the networking and radio industry, making military equipment for Finland's defense forces, such as the M61 gas mask and the Sanoma Light M90 communicator in 1983. In the 1960s, Nokia expanded into the Soviet market after Finland's trade agreement with the Soviet Union. And then by the late 1970s, the Soviet Union became a major market for Nokia, which was yielding high profits. Kari Karamo became the CEO of Nokia in 1977, and under his leadership, Nokia merged with Celora, a television maker, to establish Mobira Oy in 1979. In 1981, Mobira launched the Nordic Mobile Telephone, the NMT service, which is the world's first international cellular network and the first to allow international roaming. A year later, Mobira launched Nokia's first mobile phone, the Mobira Senator car phone. In 1984, Nokia fully bought out Celora and changed its name to Nokia Mobira Oy. In 1987, Nokia acquired Schaub Lorenz, which is a consumer operation of Germany's Standard Electric Lorenz, known as Cell. This move marked Nokia's entry into the telecommunications industry. In the same year, Kaplitidas discontinued productions of cables at its Helsinki factory after 44 years, effectively shutting down the subcompany. In 1988, Nokia bought the Information Systems division of Ericsson, a Swedish multinational networking and telecommunications company. Throughout the 1990s, Nokia invested heavily in research and development, particularly in mobile phones. They released a series of successful mobile phones, including the Nokia 1011, which was the first commercially available GSM, known as Global System for Mobile Communication, mobile phone. Nokia then continued to innovate and dominate the mobile phone market throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s. There are some key factors that drove Nokia's transformation. The first one is diversification strategy. This strategy laid the groundwork for the company's entry into electronics and telecommunications, showcasing Nokia's willingness to explore and invest in new industries. The second one is strategic acquisition and partnerships. Nokia made several strategic acquisitions and formed partnerships that were instrumental in its expansion into telecommunications. For example, the acquisition of the mobile television manufacturing unit of Celora in the 1980s, followed by the merger with Mobira, and the purchase of the consumer electronics operations of the German Standard Electric Lorenz Cell, significantly bolstered Nokia's capabilities in telecommunications. And lastly, early entry into mobile telecommunications. Nokia's early recognition of the potential in mobile telecommunications and its decision to focus on this emerging market in the 1980s were crucial. By positioning itself as a pioneer in the GSM standard, Nokia gained a competitive advantage that propelled its growth in the mobile phone industry. That is all from me. Now I will pass it over to my next groupmate, Tulani.
Thank you, Nadia. So now I'm just going to talk about the growth phase of Nokia. So as we delve into this fascinating world of this multinational enterprise with Nokia, this phase was a very pivotal moment for Nokia, which was characterized by expansion into new markets, diversification, product offerings, and the consolidation of its competitive advantage. Let's explore how Nokia's strategic decisions and market dynamics exemplify this trajectory. And according to Vermain, innovation was pioneered by Nokia. It took advantage of the fact that it was aware that mobile phones were the way of the future. So now I'll talk about the factors driving Nokia's expansion. Nokia's remarkable expansion can be attributed to several key factors. Firstly, its dominance in the mobile communications, particularly in the GSM market, positioned it as an undisputed market leader. This initial success can be provided. Well, this initial success provided Nokia with a solid foundation to capitalize on further opportunities. Additionally, Nokia adopted an aggressive global expansion strategy, penetrating diverse regions such as Asia, Africa, Latin America, and by establishing these manufacturing facilities, distribution networks, and sales channels worldwide, Nokia successfully tapped into new consumer segments and capitalized on the burgeoning demand of the mobile phones. Here, Himnashu talks about how Nokia overtook Motorola to become the world's leading mobile manufacturer in 1998 because of its remarkable success of its 6100 series, which saw the firm sell close to 41 million in mobile smartphones. Now I'll talk about the key milestones in Nokia's growth. Nokia's growth journey is marked by significant milestones that highlight its strategic evolution. One pivotal aspect is its strategic partnerships with telecommunication operators, software developers, and technology suppliers. These collaborations played a crucial role in enhancing Nokia's product offerings and expanding its market reach. Furthermore, Nokia's commitment to product innovation propelled its success forward. The company introduced iconic mobile phones models such as the Nokia 3310 and the N series, setting the industry's benchmark for performance, durability, and user experience. And I'm sure most of us that were born in the 90s can actually attest to this, some of this, especially the Nokia 3310, with how good its battery life was. And Lamberg in 2019 actually talks about the early 2000s and how the company's primary strategic goal was to go into the multimedia and mobile voice markets. And then Vermain also talks about the fact that Nokia became the only corporation in the world to hold a 49.4% market share in the early 2000s as a result of its rapid growth. Now, finally, I'll just recap or just conclude Nokia's growth phase in a sense. So, this growth trajectory offers valuable insights into its strategic imperatives and market dynamics of this multinational enterprise during their growth phase, as I've mentioned before. By leveraging market leadership, global expansion, strategic partnerships, product innovation, and brand recognition, Nokia centered its position as a dominant player in the mobile industry. As we reflect on Nokia's journey, it's clear that adaptation and innovation were paramount for its sustained success in the ever evolving marketplace. Looking ahead, Nokia could have continued to anticipate and respond to changing consumer demands while remaining steadfast in its commitment to excellence. Thank you. Now I'll pass over to Noel and Gerald, who are going to talk about Nokia's decline and who are going to conclude us off. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Glani. Let's talk about the decline for Nokia. My name is Noel, and I will be discussing about the when, who, and what, followed by Gerald with the why and impact for the Nokia. All right. Nokia, once a dominant force in the mobile phone industry, faced a significant downfall in the early 2000s despite it being a pioneer in mobile technology and enjoying the widespread popularity. Nokia struggled to adapt to the rapidly evolving smartphone market. The company reliance on its Symbian operating system proved to be a fatal flaw as competitors like Apple and Samsung introduced more advanced smartphones running on iOS and Nokia, resulting this in resulting Nokia's failure to innovate quickly and meet the consumer demand for touchscreen devices with app ecosystems, which led to another sharp decline in their market share. Samsung and Apple's rise in the smartphone market changed the game for Nokia. While Nokia was the leader in mobile phones, it did not keep up with the fast-paced changes. Apple's iPhone and Samsung's Galaxy phones set new standards with touchscreen technology and app stores, while Nokia stuck with its older system. As consumers flocked to the new to the iPhones and Galaxy phones, Nokia lost its edge and was eventually bought by Microsoft in 2014. Moving on to the last part for my section, which is the what caused the decline for Nokia. Well, one of the main things is the missed opportunity, which boils down to two main factors and two very obvious factors, which are Nokia's inability to accept change and adapt, what was which was the step forward to its downfall. And the second one would be Nokia's misjudgment that influenced the software that had on the mobile industry, depending more on hardware and ran into more major problems down the road. That will be all from me, and now I will hand it over to Gerald, who will be talking about the uh, what talking about the impacts and why.
Moving on, we must cover why Nokia faced this decline in operations, and one of the major factors that contributed to their downfall is their arrogant leadership and management. How, you may ask? Well, Nokia overestimated their brand value. Sure, they were incredibly successful at the time. However, losing vision of innovation and risk will inevitably follow suit. As an example, a senior manager at Nokia questioned Apple's ability to sell the iPhone. At the time, Apple was breaking the rules of the industry. They introduced a touchscreen phone that would consume battery life quicker than a traditional phone, and Nokia laughed it off instead of taking it as a threat to their company, which is what led to the next factor of their downfall: the intimidation and fear within the organization. In a study that interviewed 76 top and middle managers in Nokia, the study found that the organization was grounded in a culture of temperamental leaders and frightened middle managers. It was said that middle managers who were afraid of innovation and telling the truth because they were intimidated by top managers who would threaten to fire them. It was also said that top managers intimidated middle management by accusing them of not being ambitious enough to meet their goals, as well as being lied to by middle management who felt as if telling the truth was useless. All of these intimidation games and fears within Nokia contributed significantly to the downfall of Nokia. To put it simply, Nokia people weaken Nokia people. Secondly, their resistance towards change in terms of innovation and competition also plays a role into Nokia's decline. At the time of the first iPhone's release, Nokia's operating system Symbian OS was outdated. Developers described it being hard to work with, it lacked features and app ecosystems compared to their competitors iOS and Android. So they researched and developed MiGo, an operating system that they thought could replace Symbian OS. However, it was met with negative responses because the new operating system was still stagnated in terms of improvement in product quality. Not much change has been made, which puts Nokia back into the same dark spot out of the spotlight that Apple sits in. Additionally, Nokia was slow to respond to the smartphone revolution. Firstly, they hesitated to transition towards Android. At the time, Android offered versatile and user-friendly operating system that quickly gained popularity. However, Nokia wanted to stay with Symbian OS and believed that Android was not the future. Nokia's line of sight remains fixated and traditional instead of evolving to consumer demand to drive their success, which is exactly why it led to their downfall. This begs the next question: how did their downfall affect them? Nokia's downfall led to the loss of market dominance, originally valuing at a whopping 240 billion to just 18 billion in 16 years. Their market share also dropped approximately 90% within just 6 years. Additionally, Nokia were forced to play catch up with competitors. Nokia's outdated Symbian OS, their OV music store, were unexpectedly going horrible for Nokia, which sparked the need to catch up in order to maintain market dominance and brand loyalty. However, their mistakes have led to a negative public perception, gradually declining in customer engagement and innovation towards their products. This rapid decline concluded in Microsoft's acquisition of Nokia in 2014 for 4.6 billion euros, a mere drop in the ocean compared to their former net worth. In conclusion, the case study of Nokia encapsulates the remarkable journey from humble beginnings as a paper mill company to becoming a global powerhouse in the mobile phone industry. However, Nokia's downfall serves as a cautionary tale of their incompetency and reluctance to adapt in rapid changing markets. Nokia's legacy is a testament to the importance of innovation, adaptability, and strategy in facing the complexities of the business world. Thank you very much. These are the list of references. This as well